we're gonna talk about a few. We're gonna talk in a few minutes. Let me lay down and get ready, or maybe I should do it like this, about a really sensitive topic to my love life. Lady recently put Lady Gaga and I had a relationship when we were young. Very young. Like, I wasn't even 21. I turned 21 at the end of, or borderline, our separation in Miami. I wrote a book about our relationship and seeing what was happening to her and what other people were doing to her. Seeing what was happening to her and what other people were doing to her. So I want to share that today, because today I saw a really concerning new video of her named Disease. And Disease speaks about, or Disease visuals incorporate someone that's being submitted to things that she does not consent to. There's a couple scenes that are very linked to her life. Very linked to her life. It starts with the scene that she's nearly dead and drug addicted in a car, with her eyes rolled back to her head and a nosebleed from doing too much drugs. Maybe cocaine, maybe heroin. She starts fighting some other woman running down the street, running behind a woman. Then there's scenes that she's chained up, mocking sexual intercourse, chained up, stepping on her own self. And all those things that I wrote on her YouTube, I said that this is not theatrical. These are memories. She tried creating memories and incorporating them in a music video of her past living, of her past experiences. And this one hits the spot as a very horrific and gut-wrenching perspective of what Lady went through. The chained up scene is the most disgusting of them all. It happened in my book. I mentioned that several, not one or two, several instances that this was happening to her due to people remotely telling me and taking me to where she was being held against her consent under false imprisonment. So that particular video hit home. It's my book. And she is the disease. She started embracing and turned into the disease at the end. It's basically her past self looking or trying to fight her current self until she dies and they embracing herself. And I said it's too horrific. I also said on the YouTube video that someone made a comment that her boyfriend said to embrace her past, and she made that video embracing her past, and I said that she shouldn't marry. She shouldn't marry because he knows her background. You understand? He's someone that knows her background fairly well. So based on that background, it's someone that wants her to be like that, not regret, cry, embrace those who were hurt, witnessing her go in this downward spiral. And it wasn't even a downward spiral. What Lady went through was people taking advantage of her through drugs and making her things that a young virgin woman would never do. Because, unfortunately, and I'm gonna say it on camera, Lady was someone new to everything with a man, and I was her first one. I was the first one that had her and her whole baby family in the same bed in Miami, and she was stripped from my heart by people that were carelessly and carelessly and intricately looking to sleep with who I was sleeping with since their balls dropped when they were 18. As I got to PR and I had already had a bunch of libido, I had already been sleeping around, and I got to PR and they were kids. But based on me being beautiful, based on, like I've said multiple times on video, based on jealousy turning to envy turning to hate, and hate turning to prejudice, they didn't stop assaulting, drugging, or wanting to know any girl or anyone that I was with. And unfortunately, not to say it on camera on this manner, they drugged up Lady and she ended up a slut. She ended up a whore. Someone that everyone slept with. Someone that music artists abused as she was reaching fame. And they didn't even help her. Maybe in her clouded mind thought that those men were going to help her be famous in music, but nothing happened. She had to do it on her own in the end. After everything she went through, she had to still go sing on the street to see if someone pays attention to her. And I blame people like my father, people like Juan Concepcion Cardona. I blame people like Manny Santiago. I blame people like Ryan Sheckler. I blame people like 50 Cent. I blame people like Fresh Montana. I blame people like Paris Hilton, like Ariana Grande primarily. I blame everyone for what they did to Lady, when Lady should have stayed by my side and I would have had a family and been a grown man already. With her, I would have made a family because Lady wasn't going to let me go. And in my book, it shows the multiple attempts at her trying to stay by my side. If from Miami, she went to Allentown. From Allentown, she went to Puerto Rico. In Puerto Rico, she went to my father's house. From my father's house, she went to my grandmother's house. She wanted to know where I was at all times, or where I could be at all times. Well, because she probably wanted to bear my children. She wanted to know when I was beautiful. Not now, because now I'm not that beautiful. Now I'm not what I was before. I see myself and I'm missing a lot of what I was before. Being a socialite that I was, and a pro sport personality. But they didn't care. Lady forced everyone around me to take off the mask and become the worst version of themselves towards me. You understand? That's what they did. Lady through my life since I was young, since we met, tried pulling out the worst version of other people through herself. She made them animals. She made them people that are greatly depicted in Hollywood scenes as the date rape kind, as the monsters, as the gore, sexual related gore, as the BDSM crowd, as the worst people that a nascent, a brand new human being exploring her sexuality could ever be in contact with. Bye. I say, I blame for this my parents, my mother first, because she tried, and being with me at my home, my mother kicked her away. My grandmother also kicked her away, and my father unfortunately did things that warrant no speaking to him anymore, based on what they did to her. They basically, disease brought back visuals of what they were doing to her, direct memories of what was happening to her. All that was missing is maybe tie her on a bed, tie her on a bathroom faucet, on a bathroom faucet, make her eat from the floor. You see what I mean? Make her smear the walls with her own blood. This is what happened to Lady. I know everything that happened to Lady. Why? Because I believe I'm the right one for that finger. But Paris Hilton's influence on her overwhelmed everything, because unfortunately once women reach a certain status, only chosen men get to enter the ball and get to bet among themselves who is going to sleep with them tonight. Only those allowed in the castle could get close. Only those that could afford a balcony VIP ticket for the Giants and be on that same row or on that same room could get close to her. Only those with money are capable of developing a prenup to marry her. Only those, but not those that meant the most to her. See that? Those that meant the most to her. That she kissed me 2009, 2010, and they violated her on the spot just for kissing me. They nearly killed her just for kissing me. Why? Because in the minds of those men, they are superior and I am below. And they had already gotten advantage of my girlfriends down to the last one when I was 23 years old. See that? There were men that were actively bribing or date raping women that I have met up to my 23rd of age. And since then, I've been looking for ways that they can't do anything to me. No car, no apartment, no place of employment, working online, ensuring that they can't puppet anyone around me to cause more harm. Because that's all they know how to do. A Puerto Rican, a Dominican, is what the Hollywood movies describe. It's identically what the most horrific movies describe. What you will never be capable of, it's a walk in the park for people like that. And they could be your neighbor. It could be your own father. It could be your ex-girlfriend's father. It could be people that live 40 yards from where you live. It could be people that live 150 yards from where you live. It could be people that live 400 yards from where you live. It could be any of them fall under the same category. People willing to drug a young person, submit them once they can't afford their drugs anymore, over and over and over again. And they, in return, at 22 years old, look like they're 60. And you ask them, Who gave you heroin for the first time? And he's gonna say a big name. She's gonna see a big name. Ah, Cheesy. Oh, they call him Cheesy. They call him Tank. They call him Bully. They call him this. Guys with names that need to get shot in the mouth for what they done to other women. Guys that need to get shot dead. 6 bullets in cold blood for the people that they left on the street bleeding, with period blood running down their leg, with rectum bleeding, with one like if they introduced a 4-inch object into their vagina. Do you understand? 4-inch object into a woman's vagina that's 5'2". Do you understand what I'm saying? Does it make sense to you? Does it click? You sick fucks? Does it click? It clicks to me. You thought that I wasn't going to forget what you were doing. For I wrote a book, and I ensured that you sick fucks eventually succumb to my words. Succumb to the evidence, testimony, word by word, place by place, so that you suffer what you need to suffer for doing that to Lady Gaga. Do you understand? I hope that makes sense in your mind of what they did to her and what the movie and what the music video Disease represents. See that? It's not a theatrical. It's a down to memory eyewitness testimony that happened to her. Just like that. It was missing a little more. Chain her up to her bed, open her arms, make her eat spaghetti from the floor, make her walk down the street with period running down her leg, so on and so forth. You know, make her legs bloody as she's running, as she's running from her own self. In the video Disease, make blood run down her leg. And that's the cruelty that women experience, and that's the cruelty those men deserve, because they didn't just do that to my girlfriend. They only do that because the lady was going to marry me. You see that? They only did that because we were beautiful, and beauty in this godforsaken place is so enviable. They want to kill your wife too. You understand? I didn't owe a cent to anyone. I didn't disrespect anyone. I never lent money or took money from anyone. But because I was beautiful, they had to do what they had to do. It's in their psychology. Do you get that? I hope that resonates in your conscience tonight for this stream. This is the Lady Gaga Disease stream. That's what they did. Because I was beautiful and they are ugly. You see what I mean? And it's always the same thing, and that's the story of their life, for them to be like that. Why? Because they are not love children. They are children of adultery. They are children of the most beautiful blonde white woman with the most disgusting Negro ape. They are the interracial kind that think that they could get away with their libido and their lifestyle, and all they do is ruin life. All they do, in a very Hollywood picturesque way, act like DMX. You see what I mean? Remember what DMX did? Had like a young girl, instead of giving her coke, gave her dope, started fornicating with her on camera till she was begging back to be with him, and getting hurt in the bathroom, and then he looked for another one and another one and another one and another one. That's all Hispanics. That's what Hispanics are capable of. That's what Latinos represent. That's what they are proud of doing. Why I say Latinos? Because everyone was involved with Lady Gaga. You understand what I'm saying? Everyone wanted to do what happened to her. Everyone was. It wasn't a joke. It wasn't just a few select people. Nah, it was your ex-girlfriend's father, your other ex-girlfriend's father, your neighbor's father, the other guy's father, your friends, blah. Everyone wanted to be involved. And what does that say about the Latino community? They are what the Hollywood movies represent. That those nasty BDSM 9mm from Nicolas Cage film individuals, false imprisonment, drugging, raping, tying, abusing, killing young women, opening young women like if they were a chicken to be stuffed with potatoes and corn. That's who they are. And those are the reasons why I have nothing to my name and I'm not Latino. I'm American. Why am I American? Because I was raised since 1993 in the United States. And they will stay with all the nasty memories they have of killing, of raping, of opening women with knives, of opening women with hands, doing all the visceral things that they did to the poor Lady Gaga and the majority of my girlfriends through my life. Why? Because I had excess of girlfriends through my life. Excess. I got to Puerto Rico and I was already at like 25 girlfriends. To a total of 60 by my 23rd. I had a girlfriend every 3 weeks. And they, based on my beauty and my sex appeal, I could go up and kiss anyone I want because I was cute as hell. And they, unfortunately, are the hatred, adultery kid. You see what I mean? And when you're a hatred and adultery kid, you don't get nothing of value in those kids. Nothing. Zero. Why? Because God made children based on love, smarter, beautiful, intelligent, selective. You see what I mean? Not based on hate, not based on adultery, not creating an interracial race based on adultery and hate towards white or hate towards the beautiful, but instead two perfect people ready to move on and have a child, like me and Lady were when we were 21. You see that? How beautiful were we then? Lady could tell you. I was an 11. She was like a 500 out of 10 for me. But to me and her, 11. Zac Efron tried. It's like Zac Efron told Lady, what does he have that I don't? Lady was like, everything. He has everything that you don't. Like that. You see what I mean? So, unfortunately, the lesson here is that, well, Lady showing through videos what her past looked like. And it's quite visceral for her witnesses. For those that know her, it hurts to see that video. That video is painful. It's a recollection of true events. It's missing a little more. Make some blood running down her leg here. Yeah, more. Squirt some of that Hollywood blood between there. Make her run. Yeah, make her eat shit from the floor. Yes, good. Tie her from the bed. Yes, from the bed. Not from those chains, from the bed. See what I mean? Put on a mattress all bloodied and dirty. Yeah, dark room and shit. Flickering lights, some bullshit like that. You see what I mean? Make it dirty, make it grungy, make it dark and twisted like the fucking Spicks that raped her. Make it just like that. And unfortunately, you know, it's like I said, it's the big difference between what the problem with their community is that they're not love children. Love children do not exist there. It's all about hate and prejudice now. It's all about interracial shit. It's the ugliest man dreaming about being with the beautiful woman. And they do anything to have her, including kill her if she wants to be with you. You see that? It's the forced inbreeding of the most disgusting looking men in the planet looking to fornicate with beautiful women just so that you don't have her. When you're the most beautiful, not now, because definitely my appeals are not good now. But it's when two pairs are together and they're about to make something that's incredible. They're about to make something beauty unmatched. they want to go do that because they feel it's powerful to them. You understand what I'm saying? They feel powerful when they go fornicate and make pregnant as an ugly motherfucker our most beautiful woman they've ever seen, or your most beautiful woman, not theirs, because they'll never get a woman. They're not even they wouldn't even be able to speak to that motherfucking bitch. But that's their interest. That's in their psychology. That's why everyone in PR aside love children are ugly as a motherfucker. You see what I mean? Love children are beautiful. Every single one. Why? Because their parents, when they made love, were selective. Who am I going to fuck with to make a baby? The one that I really like. And the woman, the one that I really like. The majority, 95, 99% of them are hatred child. Hatred. Adultery child. You see what I mean? Adultery children. Hatred. Just like, I'm going to take your bitch. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to get her pregnant. And now you got her pregnant. What are you going to do? Lay back and be suicidal like you were in the first place. You see what I mean? Lay back after you did what you had to do to feel that you won, that you're on top, that you crowned, that coronaste, blah, blah, blah. Now, to be the same bullshit person that you were before you did that, and you homebreaker, you destroyed another relationship. You see what I mean? And that's not... Lady Gaga to me was not the first relationship they broke. They broke 60 of them shits behind me. Because they wanted me with nobody. You see that? That's the name of prejudice right there. That's what they can't... They have to breathe that shit. That's the shit they need fucking... They need life support if they listen to me speak. Life support. They go... They need a motherfucking mask to breathe. Why do you think they need a mask to breathe? Because they can't handle the truth. They deserve life in prison, including my own father. Life in prison for what they did. The lady, to her mom, to the girls. Life. 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 Life consecutive for every count. For every action. For every, let me tie lady here and bring some other fool to go sleep with her too. Another ugly, nasty motherfucker with a 6-inch cock. You see what I mean? Oh, because they're men, because they got 6-inch dicks. 6-inch thick dicks. Not regular dicks. Nah, they gotta have this fucking brutal motherfucking cock that's this thick to feel that they're a fucking man. And that's the problem with this fucking Latino from Puerto Rico. That's the problem. That's the problem all of them got. To take someone that got to my neck. Lady got to my neck when I met her. Like this. Right here. Perfect symmetry. Girl, boy. Holding hands. Before I was even 21. To do what they did. It's to get lashed. Tied to a fucking fence. It's to be lit ablaze. I wish I had 2 handcuffs. And 3 gallons of gasoline and pour that shit on that motherfucker and watch that motherfucker barbecue on that fence. Like that. Until he's fucking crispy. For what they did to lady. Crispy. The eternal suffering. And then if he's alive, leave him there. Let him crisp up. Let him feel the pain, the agony. And then pull out the machete. Machete, papi. Sacar el machete así. And chop that bitch up like pork. Because that's what they deserve. That's what they deserve. Not just for lady. But for every other bitch behind me. Every other bitch behind me that knows that they had a second with me when I was my most beautiful. You see what I mean? They had that second. Them 2 weeks of holding hand, walking down Mayagüez like, damn, I'm so hot. You see what I mean? I was mad self-esteem. I was giving girls that had no self-esteem and were beautiful more beautiful. You see what I mean? Why? Because it's a vibe. I was with, big. Beauty and big. Cut, always tan, perfect teeth, blonde hair. You see what I mean? I'm ugly now because I'm old. I'm 40 years old now. But then I give the most beautiful girls in PR I run for their money to be with me because I liked them and they were beautiful. And we walked the street and we took pictures and everyone stared. And all them fucking hungry, disgusting mongoloids saw the same thing. Oh, if I had her, I would stick my 6-inch girth cock in her body, in her ass. Yeah, I would put that shit in her ass. That's Latino. That's Puerto Rico for you. Hope you guys have a good night. I made $40 in the stock market. I guess you guys know that. We're waiting. Election is coming. That week of election is going to be hot. VIX is going to be hot. I'm going to enter a put. I know for a fact on Monday, it's going to be a put. I'm going to enter a put on Monday. And we're going to make some of that bread for real. Peace. I love you, lady. If you ever get to this video, you know who loves you the most. You know. Don't be dumb. You kiss me asleep. Everywhere you find me, you stalk me. To be with me. You stalk me. I'm gonna say the truth right now. Like if I'm talking to a lady right now. Lady Gaga stalked me. 2009, 2010, everywhere. She was everywhere I was. Miami, Tampa. Even here, Sakari to kiss my lips. Everywhere. The supermarket, you thought I didn't see you? I saw you. I did. But my mind wasn't connecting us yet. You see what I mean? When you were praying, I kissed you. I couldn't recognize you. Why? Because they had put that shit on your face that I couldn't recognize you no more, lady. I couldn't recognize you by the first fucking year that you were in PR. I didn't know who you were. But I know it was you. I couldn't recognize your face, your body, your slender nose, your green eyes, your pale face, your blonde bob. I didn't know who you were for all that time. And you did. You stalked me. You stalked me real good. I was in Sakari. You saw me in Sakari. We spent the night after Met Gala. The other Lady Gaga spooned me, put her hand on my thigh with the pink dress. You know, dragging the cart with the Valentino perfume. I remember. But what happened to us was not in my brain yet. It happened when I was 36. And I had to write about it. I wrote like 3 books for you to read. I said I love you like 2 million times on paper. No AI shit. My actual fingers every day for 2 years. A letter once a day for 2 years, baby. So, I remember being in the supermarket and seeing your face everywhere. And me saying, damn, that's the girl that kissed me. Oh, shit. Oh, my goodness, look at her. She's looking like me. I would look at you in the magazine, and you'd be looking at me back like, and I'm looking at the magazine like, that's it. And another one, and it's like every single one where you were in every magazine on the supermarket. And then on billboards. I remember going to Hollywood, and you were in Hollywood. Right there, I'm like, oh my God, that's the girl that kissed me. And then in the mall in Pennsylvania, in I think it was Tiffany's or Sales, you sitting with all diamonds looking at you. I'm like, that girl kissed me. Oh my God, I saw you everywhere. And now it all clicked. What I felt just came right back after I started writing the book. It's sad. What they did to you was sad, lady. Really sad. I think we need a timeout. Closure. Something when nobody's gonna hear shit what we gotta say.